She is unsettled in coming to terms with the what she is, who she is, how she is, yes, how is a better word. She is trying to grasp the how she is. She is able, she's relieved to know who she is, in the sense that she knew who she was. She's always known who she was. It always comes through. And it caused her to experience not fitting in. Standing out is different, but she could not fit in. She tried it. It did not work at all. It was such a mess. It does not work. So knowing who she is her relief. But she does not. She is still trying to visualize things, conceptualize things from the perspective that is familiar on earth at this time. She is trying to grasp her in relation to the all, when she knows what she is in relation to the all. But okay, souls are individualized personalities that are from God, of God. All is of God. All is of God. But these are individualized personalities. Their natures are more open-ended. They're tremendous freedom. They have personalities, but the personalities, maybe not personalities. A soul has, we'll go with individualized personalities on a path of exploration. And souls have a tendency to generally follow certain patterns of growth, exploration. Yes. They like to go different places, try different things. But all is of God. All is from God. All is connected to God. How that she is not. She is an individualized personality. very individualized personality. But her nature is not that of a soul. She is visualizing it. She sees it as, if you experience God as, and she's visualizing it as, God is this big ball of goldeny, silvery light that is moving and joyous and undulating and that a soul would be a part of that, which is God, that encapsulates it upon itself and recognizes itself as in itself. Yes, that is a word. And yet this self, individualized, when existing close to God, it feels fantastic. It's wondrous. But the longer that it recognizes that it is individualized, the desire to find out what that means grows. And it will want to go out and explore, try new things, see what it likes. And so souls take paths. There are other creations. Souls can travel wildly and explore wildly and are drawn to take many different choices. Souls that have done this more, because the nature of divinity is to always want to assist and help and support, will in fact help those who are younger to experience less, to experience in their experiences. Some in this process, some souls realize that they like different aspects of supporting souls in their exploration. It has been created what would that be called? Supporting options. There are supporting options out there for souls. Some become quite obsessed with following certain patterns and certain rules, but if you follow certain patterns and certain rules, you get the same outcomes. And the nature of souls is to be different. So sometimes that creates... No, that does, not sometimes, that does create problems by trying to control. Whenever you try to control a soul and make it follow a certain path because you think someone outside of that soul decides this is what you need, there will be problems. They think that they are helping and supporting, and souls do need help and support. But there is a lot of mess. There is a lot of mess. In some way, things are going wonderfully, and in other ways, there's been a lot of mess. There has not been enough support for souls who want to experience more separation And there has been, when a soul experiences separation and comes out of it and reunites, and there is not, sometimes they are not, they are pushed into a path next that they is not for their best interests. Someone else decides that talks. We are trying our best, but this is very messy. Beautiful, expansive, but very messy. We are going to do a restart to try to address some of the very messy that has brought universal sadness. By that I mean sadness to, there is that. This is what she wants to understand. There is that. That which was created before that which is known. Yes. But no. There is that which is and has been. Okay. How to explain that? Before the beginning that is known by this universe, there have been other beginnings. And there are those of individual personalities created from God directly that have existed and worked with God through with like a loving, supportive family. Yes, like a loving, supported family with qualities that, if God is like the original, the source, the one who had the idea, the desire to create, and from him all came forth. That which was created first, before physical, before what is known as spiritual, from your plane, from that plane. She was raised with that book that she refers to a creation things, and it says, "In the beginning was God." The book is only talking about one of the beginnings. There have been many beginnings, but there is no ends. There is very hard to explain. She is getting images of it. She's getting views of it, at the first ideas of another consciousness, but it was still of God and still connected to God, but it was another consciousness who experienced things uniquely from God. But in order for the grand scheme to begin to unfold, they're going to have to be. Think of it this way. Say someone wants to manufacture something, but they are one person. They know what they want to manufacture and what they want to create. But what they want to create is something that is not the individual item, but the mass of the company they want to put together is one that will create many, many things that interwork with each other. There are some big companies that exist in your Earth experience that don't just make one thing, but make varied and many different things. I'm not going to say a specific company because big companies tend to have their issues, and we do not want to bring those issues up. But say there is a company, someone says, I want to create products that are going to help every aspect of people's lives. And it's going to broaden, and those products will help people to be healthy and happy and to expand and creative in their own way. But they are one person. And they want to have, so they invite, usually what they would do is they would tell a friend or a family member or an associate or someone whom they believe will have some opinion about their idea. Yes, this is good. This is a good one. Explanation. So they tell a friend or associate that he'll have opinions, and they get their opinions. And if the friend also likes that idea, they will say, okay, well, let's talk to some more people. It does not have to be a lot, but let's talk to some more people. Get more ideas, more input. How will we accomplish this? What will we do? What will we need? And they start thinking out and making out plans. And they're like, okay, well, we can't just make everything at once to get to everybody at once. That's not going to happen. Because we're going to have to troubleshoot through the process. We'll get together, a few of us, and then we'll try to make one thing that we think that will be really good. And this thing could be the foundation for these other things to build off of. So they work on putting together their first product. And how are they going to make it? And how can they continue to support it? And troubleshoot and make sure it works. And it's a process. So when God decided to begin the creation process, He created others who were elements of Himself, but gave them individuality with their own ability to thought. But their thoughts, their knowledge came from Him. It was at that place because of, what do they call it? Because we were all from the same, it's like what you think of, I imagine telepathy, but at the same time, but it's knowledge, not thoughts. So it's like there was, when they, at the creation of these first individualized ones, they had knowledge, but they had different perspective, slightly different. because they had, and this different slight perspective and the communicating with another who could back and forth it was beneficial. It created, it brought about more ingenuity and more inspiration, inspiring each other. And at the same time, there was a love as the way can be more understood as love was born. Because and friendship, not friendship, closer than friendship. This was born because when there were the creations, and he created several. I mean, but they were created uniquely. They were not created, boom, I'm going to create a whole bunch. And they all are here like the Big Bang. It is not like that. He created personal, close, as you would say, family. I will not use the term family, even though it is family-like, and that we all came from the same source. But he wanted to have, like friend, and because friend is someone who chooses to have that bond, whereas family is sometimes just automatic. And though there was an automatic family tie, they were friends, as best term I can find. They had differing personalities and opinions and ideas, and they bounced ideas off of each other. And the experience of someone having an idea that was different from your idea, and you seeing the beauty of it, and they seeing the beauty, that wonder and fun had not existed before, and it's beautiful. It is fantastic. The original concept of creation exploded in the ideas at that time. It was like, what if we this product we want to make this? How if we did this? Well, how would we do that? Well, what if you did this? What about that? What do you think about how would this work out? And so things were tried and explored. But okay. Imagine that which is made is never lost. The knowledge is not lost. The experience is not lost. The individuality is not lost. It is. So in the first things that were tried and learned from, learning like this, learning through experience like this was fun, new, and everything was of us and recycled of us. So nothing was ever lost. It was just bubbling clouds of joy and wonder. Playing, exploring, learning. And we would explore and wonder and create and do. And then we would say, okay, this is where this is at. This is where this can go. This is how this is working. What if we did something? Take the stuff we learned from this and we add it and create something new, different, bigger, broader. Because the plan was always that it would be new, different, bigger, broader, grander. because it was too much fun. It was too much fun, and it felt so good. And it was all love. It was love and wonder and camaraderie and support, and it was just so much fun. And so we just continued. But God was still God. He has always been God. And we are connected to God, and God is connected to us, and it is this beautiful, wonderful thing. I am myself, and I am an individual, but I am also connected to God. And God is connected to me. And God is connected to those who were also created during this period. And they are also connected to God, and God is also connected to them. And within this group, there are some that had, just as people will have, you will have certain friendships that are closer. There were certain bonds and friendships that continued to work together really well and were closer. And then there were some that would spend time away but come back and share like what they've done and also be closer. But there was an interchange of love and excitement and wonder and expansiveness. And everyone who was created was wonderful, and we loved. The place where she is now is, there has been an exploration, and the exploration has continued to expand to the point that we have now. Because everything is love, and everything is drawn to love, and everything is drawn to truth, things always work out. That is the nature of creation. That has always been. It always works out. What is happening now is different. Because what is happening now is there is the experience of something not working out. And a sadness has come in. And because everything has always worked out, it was thought, we will let it alone. We'll give it time. We'll do a little bit of nudging here and there because we know it's going to work out. And it was believed that, of course, because the very nature of all is God, and therefore, as long as if everything that is God, so therefore it will always hold to that which, those God principles, I guess you would call them. The idea, the concept that anything could exist that would not return, wanting to return to that which is God, was unfathomable. It was unfathomable. No matter how far went, it has to return to God. That is what it must do. It cannot not do that. And we kept waiting and waiting, and their hearts, for the term that is known to you, hearts ached and pained as we saw souls and earth and planets, and we saw this spreading, and we're like, wow, we didn't expect this. It'll wow, we'll see, it'll come back to God and it'll be fine. But it didn't. It didn't. And the longer we waited, the longer we watched it play out, the more we realized that more and more was not returning. And God saw this, and his heart ached and broke, because this was of him. This was his grand, beautiful plan. And there was pain, and it hurt, and he kept hoping, but he saw, and now it has come to a realization. It was not a realization in anger or in determination or we're going to force. It is a realization that some will not return. Some who had individualized personalities were lost. No, not lost. Yes, lost. And so God, who is so much love, said, okay, this was my idea. This was my thought. This was my choice. And he took responsibility. And he said, okay, I let them go too far, to their own pain. I have allowed this. And now I'm going to do something about it. And so we thought, and we talked, and tried to come up with plans to help as many that were the farthest out to be able to come back and be part of the grand, beautiful plan. And we have learned. We have learned. We have learned what is evil. We are being called back to a connection and to a closeness. Will there be a new plan after things are pulled back in? Yeah, of course. There cannot not be. Of course, there will be. We are not there yet. I cannot even begin to explain that because you are so linear. But there will be other plans. And there will be other expansions. But what has happened now? It will not happen again. We've learned. We will be more cautious. Expansive, yes, but with caution. We have learned that you cannot just give the children free rein forever. What is that term? Wild West? Yes. We allow it to be the Wild West and expected that those who were separated from their divinity would somehow still always maintain it. And we have learned that though there are some were able to do it, it's too dangerous. Too many are lost. And even those who were able to maintain were so traumatized. They will be healed. They will be healed. Some who were very traumatized or who got too lost will be able to they can have like an amnesia. They will be sort of amnesia of that which did not benefit them. They will be healed. They will be cleansed. They will be that which causes torment in their souls or pulls them and it creates like these dark patches and tendrils and not pleasant. Those will be taken care of. So she wants to know who she is, know how she is. She is of that which is before the beginning. That was part of the everything. It is not greater or more important. For each and every soul is important. Each and every soul is of God. You are like children and younger siblings, and we love you desperately. We will do anything for you. We will do anything for you, and that is why we are doing this. We did not just say, oh, well, leave it to whatever. So, she is grasping. There is no knowledge of who we are on earth. There is no... In the separation, you cannot have that understanding. And those who have taken a path of seeking to grow in their own knowledge, they must always start with themselves. They know there is God because they are of God and they know that. But there is so much. They cannot. So they grow when they are ready to grow in their knowledge and understanding. She will not come across or experience in the physical level of that level discussions about who and what she is. She has lived many lives, and those lives may be seen or known about, but they're just lives. She has not chosen to be, she doesn't want to be on the forefront. She doesn't want to be seen widely attention given to her. She much rather play a quieter, normally, I don't know. She's never normal. She does her part. She plays and cares and loves in her own way, and is part of the everything. But how? We are here and we are working. We are part of the ones that do? No. Well, your love, you're connected with God, and you are working with God. And that is enough for now. The images you are getting, the feelings and the connections you have are enough. Because that's what you have been from your beginning, your origins, and that. It is at play, but it's not necessary, and not been. It would distract you. It would distract you. So I've given you enough. And some may still come through, because you are me and I am you, and therefore what is me the nature of it will be there. The tip of the iceberg is the iceberg. And so as you become aware of more parts of the iceberg, it's like, oh, okay. And the iceberg is part of the glacier. And all the other icebergs. So just breathe, and things will work out. And what path you need to follow, you will know. You will get excited. And you're like, oh, maybe it'll only be there for a little while. That came into your life and you were excited. And then you realize, nope. It was just to get you started down these paths. You're there. So you can let the rest go.